Peace, beautiful people. It is Coach Twilight, and I'm coming to you today, a quick vlog to talk with you about something that I think is going to be really important as we are embracing the full moon Piscean water, emotion, spiritual, intuitive energy. And it is, people don't act their physical age. We are all acting our emotional age. Now, I know that you have come across at least a plethora of individuals who they could be 65, and their mindset, their mentality, and their behavior is very much so conducive to the thought process of someone in their adolescence. And you may find this particularly annoying. Now, you, on the other hand, you may be further along. You may have stopped growing emotionally in your 20s. You may have stopped growing emotionally when you were 6 or 7 years old. Why does this happen? This happens for a very important reason. Because you experienced some trauma, some situation during a time when you did not have the ability to properly process it, both mentally and emotionally. We live in a culture that says do, go, go. And we never sit and talk about the things that we internalize and experience. Mainly because people around you don't want to feel guilty or ashamed of their behavior. So they find different ways of avoiding it. And you never really truly get any type of resolution or any type of understanding of how to process it. So let me give you an example. You could have been 6 years old and you could have seen your drunk uncle stumbling through the household, and he smacked your mom, and this confused you, and it made you afraid, and it made you very, very hurt, and it made you resent your uncle. And so your whole life you've carried this resentment towards people who abuse alcohol. But then you come to find out that you yourself have an attraction to alcohol. These things happen, and I don't want to bring it up like, oh, this negativity. But if you follow me, I just want to help you guys to figure out how to work through this. So you're experiencing this. Your uncle is someone you love. Your mother is someone you love. Your uncle hurt your mother. You don't understand how two people who you love can hurt each other. There are things that could have happened directly to you. You could have been labeled in school as being mentally this and mentally that. You know how loose they were with labeling children in the 80s and the 90s. ADHD, ADD, so on and so forth, and not really truly spending and investing the time with these indigo children who came into our existence and truly just giving them labels, autism, so on and so forth. And with these labels can cause all types of trauma. You could get made fun of, you could get beat up, you could get abused by family members and other people. There are so many different things that go on in our experience that are traumatic that we don't necessarily mentally and emotionally process properly, okay? And so when this happens, we stop growing. We stop there. And listen to what I said. We don't mentally and emotionally process it. We haven't gotten to the point of forgiveness. We haven't gotten to our healing journeys. We haven't even acknowledged the problem for what it is. It could be a problem from way back when. You could be 65 years old and still be carrying the pain in your energy body from something that happened to you when you were 16. Oh, my mama said I was a mistake. Oh, my daddy never loved me. He never spent time with me. Well, the truth is, when you're a child, your parents are the ones that are supposed to usher you through these painful and traumatic situations. However, what ends up happening is your parents have went through and stopped growing. And so you could have very well had a father who's 47 years old, but stopped emotionally growing at 16. You see? And so he has not the propensity to help you work through those problems. It is generation after generation after generation of hitting a trauma, not knowing how to work through it, and then sticking there. And that is happening with a majority of the people around us. Now, the problem with the situation like this is when a person gets to the point where they're not really growing emotionally, but they are of a certain age, like 50, 60, 70, 40, 30 years old, people stop being as compassionate. And then people start to say things to make excuses for their behavior. Well, that's just the way that I am. Well, that's just the way that I am. Listen very carefully. I am is one of the most powerful things that you could ever say. And when someone says, that's just the way that I am, you have now identified and accepted your emotional arrested developments and or demons and entities as being a part of you. The I am is the powerful, energetic, universal word that attaches you to whatever you say after those two words. I am, ... If you say I am empowered, that is what you will become. If you say, well, you know what? Hey, I tend to overreact to situations. I tend to be very stubborn. I tend to get into a pity party. I tend to make others feel guilty for not giving me what I want. I tend to be judgmental and brutal. I tend to, be unpleasant. All of these different things, when you attach I am to it, it becomes you and you become it. And so therefore, you don't identify any difference between it. So that is why so many individuals are stuck at their adolescence or some traumatic situation that they had as a child, no matter what they have accumulated in terms of finance, money, I said that, finance, household, relationships, so on and so forth. The emotional maturity is not there. So often, we have made that self-identification and we can't get out of it. And it makes us live a life where we are less happy and less productive than what we can be because we are emotionally stunted, you see. So the one thing to do in a situation like this where the Piscean era is ushering in, this beautiful water sign is ushering in emotions and intuition and compassion, here's what we do. We have some introspect. We accept this truth. We realize that maybe our childhood wasn't the best, or maybe our parents did the best that they could because they were dealing with the same generational pain. You see? And we allow those emotions to come up and come out. You may experience a crying fit. You may experience bouts of depression. You may experience times where you just need to be alone. Be gentle with yourself while you're going through these changes of evolution, because we can see all around us that the earth is cleansing. But not only that, it's cleansing through water. And when it's cleansing through water, when you're seeing an immense amount of precipitation, it has a lot to do with an emotional wellness protocol. Yeah, an emotional wellness protocol. Because water is a feminine energy. Water is about emotions. Water is about being holistic. And so in order for this word earth to be balanced and whole, both the earth needs to cleanse and the people needs to cleanse. And what is holding us back in consciousness is having a 47, 57-year-old body and a 16-year-old mind and emotion. You see, if you are stuck in the victim mentality, if you are stuck in the I need all this validation and praise for everything that I do, whatever have you, those are things that you are going to have to acknowledge, address, but then be gentle and compassionate with yourself as you are going through this for the first time. Because some of us have no clue what it means to be gentle and compassionate with our own self. We can love everybody else, but we don't know how to really be caring and really be gentle with every emotion we feel. And that's why we can't give that gentleness out to others, because we don't know how to be gentle with ourselves. Get up, go, do. No, sometimes you just need to be. And that's all you need to do for the day, for the week, for the month, however long it takes, so that you can be whole again, you see. So that's what I want to bring to everyone's attention. Sometimes you are dealing with individuals who are emotionally stunted in many ways. And it's because they keep playing the narratives over and over again, and things keep triggering them, and they're coming with the full brunt of emotional negativity for very small things. And so the only way to truly tap into a healing space with this is to acknowledge it. And as we are acknowledging it, and as these emotions are rising in us, let them go. Don't fight them. Don't resist them. Let them go. Let them out of your space. Let them out of your aura. But at the same time, be gentle with yourself. All right? So this is Coach Twilight saying peace, and you are a divine manifestation.